Well, hey there guys, welcome back to another segment of Gut Feeling. I wanted to take a couple of minutes and talk to you about one of my favorite roots, and it has really made a big difference in my life. It's called golden seal. Golden seal has been around for a long time, and I was first introduced to it when I had my first son. I have 5 kiddos under 12, and when my son was born in 2005, I developed a super serious infection, which ended up being mastitis. What made the infection worse was that I got it in London. I had my son in London and then flew back to the States, and no matter what type of antibiotic they gave me, it did not work. And the mastitis got so bad that they were actually thinking about doing surgery on my breast, and you can imagine how painful it is. It's an acute pain, and if you understand mastitis, you know that it's one of the absolute worst pains a woman can go through. I'd actually put it up next to childbirth. It's awful. And after 2 different doses of antibiotics, they realized that I had a strain of MRSA that I got in London, and they weren't able to combat it. So on my 3rd antibiotic, and you can imagine what that antibiotic and all those antibiotics combined were doing to my gut, one of my friends suggested that I try something called golden seal. So I went to my local, GNC, picked it up, and she told me to actually open up the capsule and pour it on the wound. And I did, and within 3 days, after 6 weeks of treatment, it started to heal. Within, I would say, 12 hours, I started to feel better. The pain was lifting. And so now you know my story, my personal story about golden seal root. Golden seal root got its name because if you cut that root in half, you see the veins, the gold veins running through the root, and it looks like a seal, like you would a stamp seal. So that's where it got its name. But it has berberine in it, and it's antimicrobial, pardon me. And because of that, it makes it an antibiotic. It makes it an anti-fungal. It makes it anti-inflammatory. Berberine is, blood glucose lowering. And while I've talked about turmeric being one of my favorites, this one is also a healer, and a lot of people have used it for all kinds of things because it's very easy on the skin, and people have used it and replaced vaginal creams for yeast infections. I mean, if you want to get personal there, it actually will heal wounds. I poured it on wounds when I cut my finger, and instead of putting some type of antibiotic on my finger, I just use golden seal. I've done it for years now. So just know that you can actually take this in capsule form. I take 2 to 3 a day. You want to take up to 1,000 milligrams a day if you are suffering from some type of chronic inflammation. But I take about 500 because I split that between turmeric and golden seal, and I'll take a couple of golden seal in the morning, and I'll have a cup of liquid gold. So why don't you check out my other video on turmeric, and you'll learn more about liquid gold there. But check out my other videos, guys. Feel free to ask questions and let me help you heal your gut naturally. Check out my Facebook page. Please like it. It's called Gut Feeling. Have a fantastic day, and I'll see you around the block.